Hi, hello, my dear students. This is KV Ramana, lecturer of zoology. Today we are going to continue the episode 12. Previous lecture we have completed about what are the muscles are involved in the process of respiration or process of breathing. But now we are going to explain about the very important events takes place in the respiration that we can call as the steps. Basically, respiration is a complex process. It involves in many steps, right? The following steps are: first one is breathing, second one is diffusion of gases between alveoli and blood, third one is transportation of gases, fourth one is diffusion of gases between blood and tissues, and the last one is utilization of oxygen is nothing but cellular respiration. In the diagrammatic manner you can understand easily. The first step is breathing, second step is exchange of gases between alveoli and blood, third step is transportation of gases, fourth step is the exchange of gases between the blood and tissues, in the final step is utilization of the oxygen. So let me explain one by one. We are going to talk about very important aspect. Basically there are following steps are involved in the process of respiration. The first step of in respiration is breathing. Generally breathing also known as pulmonary ventilation. Ventilation is nothing but just to allow the air into the lungs and exhale the air from the lungs to atmosphere, right? So this mechanism of breathing consists of, generally there are two steps are involved. One is inspiration, one is expiration. Inspiration is nothing but during which atmospheric air is drawn into alveoli or lungs. That means what is the atmospheric air is present, that air contain more concentrated oxygen. That means due to more concentration and more pressure, what happened, the air moves into the lungs, right? Okay, now I will say what is the reason behind this, right? Next I'm talking about only definition. Inspiration means what is that? Just inhalation of oxygen. That means during which atmospheric air is enters or drawn in. Exhalation is nothing but just by which the alveolar air is released out. That means removal of the foul air from the lungs to atmosphere is called expiration. So both inspiration and expiration is steps involved in the breathing. See, we are going to explain about the first step in the breathing, that is nothing but inspiration. Later we have to talk about the expiration. First of all, the general idea we have to get, right? Our lungs cannot take or our lungs cannot draw the atmospheric air directly. The reason is lungs do not have muscles. Lungs are just spongy tissue, right? This is the first one. Second one important thing is, lungs are present in the air filled chamber. That means thoracic chamber, right? So this air filled chamber is made up of different type of anatomical structures. We have seen when it is occur. Okay, now some condition should be occur. What is that? The first one is the pressure within the lungs is called intrapulmonary pressure. If the pressure within the lungs, that is the intrapulmonary pressure, is less than the atmospheric pressure, so there is a negative pressure is created. There is a negative pressure is created in the lungs. Then the air rushes into the lungs. This is a very important. To make it, the pressure within the lungs is made less than the atmospheric pressure, that air can flow into the lungs. Some changes must be occur. What is the changes occur during the inspiration? Let us explain, right? So during the inspiration, so there are two important muscles are involved. One is diaphragm, second one is external intercostal muscles. Diaphragm and external intercostal muscles play very important role in during inspiration. These play crucial role in the process of inspiration. In the previous lecture we have talked about the structure of diaphragm and we have talked about the external intercostal muscles also. Diaphragm, simply we can say it is a dome shaped muscular septum which separate the chest cavity and abdominal cavity. External intercostal muscles are the muscles which are present between the ribs. That's enough, right? Now what changes occur during the inspiration? During inspiration I'm talking first of all diaphragm. Generally diaphragm is a dome shaped organ. Generally diaphragm is a dome shaped muscular organ, right? During inspiration it is contracted. Okay, now by contraction of dome shaped diaphragm it become a flattened. Due to flatten, what happens? No, there is a space present above the diaphragm is called chest cavity. So the volume of chest cavity increases. The volume of chest cavity increases due to anterior-posterior axis. Are you understand? Due to changes of diaphragm into anterior-posterior axis. I hope you understand, right? So, due to changes occur in the diaphragm also, chest cavity increases. Now, let us take the one more muscle which is helps to inspiration, that is external intercostal muscles. You know, external intercostal muscles are present between the ribs. These muscles are, when it is contracted, the sternum come forward and move upward. That means, whenever the contraction of external intercostal muscles are occur, right? These muscles are raised. These muscles are raised the ribs and sternum. That means moves upward and forward. By this, here you can see the direction of the movement of this. What is that? Ribs and sternum. Okay, now that is from the dorsal to ventral. That's why it is. Okay, now the whenever the sternum and ribs moves from the backward to forward, this type of movement is called. What is that? Dorso-ventral axis, right? Dorso, already when it's a normal condition is the dorsal side, but during contraction of external intercostal muscles, it moves from the dorsal to ventral, right? That's what is called dorso-ventral axis. It is shows the anterior-posterior axis. This is shows the, that means diaphragm shows the anterior-posterior axis, and external intercostal muscle shows the dorsal-ventral axis. By result of these two contractions, the volume of chest cavity increases. It leads to increase the volume of chest cavity. Whenever the volume of thoracic cavity or chest cavity increases, automatically the pulmonary cavity also increases. The pulmonary cavity is nothing but the cavity present within the lungs are called pulmonary cavity. Due to increase the pulmonary cavity, okay, here the pressure within the lungs, okay, within the pulmonary cavity is decreases. Whenever the volume is increases, pressure will be decreases. This is a Boyle's law. You know, okay, so that whenever the volume of chest cavity increases, the pressure will be decreases. Whenever the pressure is decreases, we have seen that the intra-pulmonary pressure is negative pressure. Now, the air rushes from the atmosphere to lungs. The air rushes from the atmosphere into the lungs. What is the way important? The way is external nostrils, nasal cavity, internal nostrils, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and finally reaches to lungs. Okay, now finally reaches to alveoli. Their exchange of gases takes place, that is in the second step. But how? Air drawn into the lungs from the atmosphere, we have seen that. There are two important muscles are involved. One is diaphragm, second one is external intercostal muscles. By movement of diaphragm, it shows the anterior posterior axis. By movement of or by contraction of external intercostal muscles, it shows the dorso-ventral axis. By result of these two contractions, increase the volume of chest cavity, it influences the volume of pulmonary cavity. I hope you understand. Whenever the volume of pulmonary cavity increases, automatically pressure will be decreases. So whenever the pressure is decreases, then what happens? Air enters from the atmosphere into the lungs. As it moves from its high pressure to its low pressure, then air will be rushed into the lungs. Let us see in the second step, it is the opposite to the inspiration, right? Expiration means what is that? Released. That means which alveolar air is released out. How the alveolar air is released out? First of all, what are the contractile stage of muscles are there? That contractile stage of diaphragm and external intercostal muscles both are come to the normal position. Whenever that, immediately what happens? No, the intrapulmonary pressure should be more than the atmospheric pressure. Then only expiration takes place. Okay, now how should be more? That means what is a flattened diaphragm will be there. This flattened diaphragm again become a normal dome shaped diaphragm by relaxation. At the same time, ribs and sternum return to the original position. That means come backward and normal position. By the result of this, what happens? No, pressure, that means volume of chest cavity decreases. volume of chest cavity decreases and it results on the volume of chest cavity or thoracic cavity decreases. In the result of it leads to the volume of pulmonary cavity also decreases. Whenever the volume of pulmonary cavity decreases, that means volume decreases, pressure will be increases, right? It is a it's a Boyle's law. Whenever the volume is decreases, pressure will be increases. Whenever the pressure is increased in the pulmonary cavity, it rushes the air from its high pressure to low pressure. That is a expulsion of air from the high pressure within the lungs to low pressure in the atmosphere. This is a very important event takes place in the breathing, right? So lungs cannot draw the air by themselves. You remember one statement, because these are not have the any muscles. But here to create such a gradient, pressure gradient within the lungs, that is a diaphragm and external intercostal muscles are play very, very important role. And one more important point I want to say regarding the inspiration expiration. Inspiration is a active process. Why the inspiration is active process? Because here they need energy to contract the diaphragm, they need energy to contract the external intercostal muscle. So whenever the process utilize the any energy, such process we can consider as a active process. What is that? Active process. But in the case of expiration, diaphragm is come to the normal, no need of energy, and external intercostal muscles also come to the normal, no need of energy, so that it is a passive process. Very, very important, passive process. And one more important thing here I want to say, the time period of inspiration is 2 seconds. 2 seconds, because it is controlled by the medulla oblongata. So the inspiratory time is 2 seconds in the healthy human being. The expiratory time is 3 seconds. 3 seconds, okay, now to one breathing, right? So one breathing complete within the 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Then only we can go for the 1 minute, how many breathings will be completed. Within the 1 minute, how many volumes of air you are taking, we'll see in the next class, right? So in this class, we have completed about what is the inspiration and what is the expiration, what changes occur during the inspiration and what changes occur during the expiration. Let us see the next event. During forceful expiration, what changes occur, what muscles are involved. Thank you.